Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm super excited about the show that we'll be discussing today, 90 Day Fiancé. Now you may be wondering, which one are you talking about? Because I just discovered that there are so many variations of this show. But the one that I'm watching and reviewing today is 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days. I'm still learning the ropes of this 90 Day Fiancé universe. My friend Justin has been trying to get me to watch it for so long. He actually sent me a long detailed list of what version, what season to watch in order to fully engulf yourself in this universe. I've never seen anything like this before and I'm a Bravoholic. So it's a bit intimidating. I'm just taking baby steps and I say I will start with at least the current one. Apparently there's another one because I just saw a reunion. So one at a time. I'm only on episode 6 so far and there's a lot more to catch up to, so bear with me. Before we start, I do want to do a little self-promotion. I've been so excited and grateful with the turnout of my candle shop reality wick. I've already shipped out so many orders over the weekend as well as this week, and I'm super excited that these candles can finally be in people's homes. So check that out if you can. It's realitywick.com. We have a variety of candles and wax melts, all reasonably priced, but if you use the code Rewatch, that will get you 15% off your order. And that sale will run until next Sunday, which is the 1st of December. Also for my Patreon, I'm doing a Black Friday sale. If you use the same code Rewatch, no spaces, no caps, literally, that will get you 37.55% off. Now that's specific because the original price is $7.99, but that will get the price down to $4.99. And you will have access to all the shows that we've been watching so far, as well as new shows for the week. And I'm super excited because there will be some great changes coming in the new year. So I would want you guys to be up to date on that. Putting all that aside, time to get to the team. So first of all, I feel like 90 Day Fiancé is a scammer's dream. I do not understand how the government has not intervened so far with all these scammers trying to come into the US. And it's crazy to see this after watching the Never Mets UK, where those people have been dating for like a couple of months to a year, and some of them applied for a visa, and I think all of them got denied because it was like, this isn't a real relationship, or you haven't been together that long, red flags all over. That's the case here, so I do not understand how they are getting by, but hey, who am I to judge? Apparently this series is doing great with all the variations and seasons, so I'm gonna just sit back and be entertained. The first couple I want to talk about is Tiger Lily and Adnan. Now for some reason they're the poster couple of the season. I get, yeah, his eyes are pretty or whatever, but everything else about this man is trash. And everything about her is very annoying. First of all, she comes into this season thinking she is somebody really important. I have to think like, should I know who this lady is? Her first scene was buying a $26,000 watch. She's driving away in a Jaguar car. I believe it was a Jaguar, some expensive car. She has glam following her everywhere she goes. So I literally was like, who is she? But nothing came up. And I was also wondering, where is she getting this money from? But it was later explained and it made sense. She married when she was 30 and her ex-husband obviously was a very, very wealthy man. He is not named throughout the episode, is kept a secret. But if you Google, you will find that his name is Darren Taylor and he is the CEO of Tidal. So, money. They were together when she was 30. She got pregnant, then they got married very quick. And then once they got divorced, it was apparently very difficult, but she said that it ended well. She didn't say any numbers or give anything else except that her and her kid are well taken care of. And then we pan to the penthouse condo. So girl, we can put two and two together. There is no way you are out here flaunting all this cash and this lifestyle when there is nothing behind you. Also, another weird thing is she said her career is a certified handwriting expert.
I want you to write your name.
Write my name?
You can tell a lot about a person from their handwriting, even what they're like in the bedroom.
They only talked about it in the first episode. Nothing else that I've seen since. I guess she's trying to make anything up just to say, hey, I'm working for this money. But girl, we all know the truth. So she brings up her boyfriend, Adnan, who lives in Jordan. He is a model, allegedly, because I haven't seen any real photos or magazine covers, anything other than these filter Instagram pictures. But hey, she was won over by the little Instagram filters because they've only been talking for 4 months, but now she is ready to go to Jordan, not just to see him for the first time, but to get immediately married. I mean, government, FBI, somebody need to be knocking at her door. Because what do you mean you're going to get married immediately? I have never seen or heard anyone this delusional in my life. Well, actually, probably a few. But she's up there. She has her bridal party / going away party. And the only friends that she has are the people on her payroll. You have her makeup artist, hairstylist, the life coach, and last but not least, her injector. Where are your actual friends? Where are your family? And the only people that's actually going to be there are Cruz, her hairstylist, and Shay, her makeup artist, because she has to have glam every day and for every event. Again,
are you?
There's a difference between confidence and delusion. I think Miss Tiger Lily, she is way past delusion. Now, the reason for the quick marriage, supposedly, is because he's Muslim and men and women cannot be in the same room together alone unless they're married. That is why she is getting married immediately so they can be together. There are also more strict rules that come with this religion. Apparently, she can no longer have any more male friends. She cannot shake hands, hug, or touch another male, and God forbid be in the same room alone with another male. She can't wear revealing clothes. It's just so many things. And I don't want to shame this religion or say anything too judgmental because, hey, it's the religion, it's different from me. However, the biggest issue is with Miss Tiger Lily because she clearly did not do any research on this religion, this culture, his background, and she wants to get upset about little things that he does. She even had another hairdresser come in. It was a guy, and he was upset, sat in the room, stared the man down, put on a timer of 5 minutes. There are so many discrepancies with these rules that he has, and she's just clearly being controlled by this man. It's giving that she has some type of, I don't know if it's daddy issues or something where she wants to be controlled. That's what it's given. I left out the biggest kicker, and that is the age difference. She is 41 and he is 23. An 18-year difference. So she could literally be his mom. Again, I want to preface, I am not age shaming or anything like that, especially with age gaps if it's legal. But where it comes into question is the maturity level. Girl, you are fully letting this little child dictate and tell you what to do, where to do, and you're just, yes, baby, 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 baby. At your grown age, they have a whole ceremony, 200 people, and it's just her and 2 of her payroll people. And on a final note with Miss Tiger Lily and Adnan, the reason why I lose so much respect for this lady, she is literally getting married the first day after knowing this man for 4 months. But that's her, so I can care less. Girl, do whatever you want to do. However, you have a child, a young child, and for you to fully get married, not know this man doesn't really know you, your child does not know this man, now he is legally going to be the father of your child. I don't care what she says, but you cannot justify or explain this man knows your young child after 4 months, because I doubt he even knows you. I see why the husband said, do not name me in this show. And we gonna blur my baby's face because we ain't about to have him part of this mess because that's absolutely what it is. Moving on, we get to Renee and Chitty, I think. Anyway, this is the true definition of crazy. I knew it was going to be some crazy mess when her opening scene of the season premiere was her talking to these chickens. She has 2 kids and she has this farm. She loves animals, has always longed for a true relationship that has a deep connection, which led her to her Nigerian prince. Let me stop, he's not a prince. But he is Chitty and he lives in Nigeria. Then she says she sent a sexy photo and he did not respond. He didn't even acknowledge it and said, child, anyway. So she thought that was a little suspicious, and then she sent another one to which he also did not acknowledge. I'm like, girl, at this point, after the first one and no acknowledgement, that would have been my 13th reason. She calls him out and say, hey, I'm just wondering, did you get these photos? Is it my internet? Because I can send it again if you want to. And that's when he explains, I didn't see it, literally, because he is blind. Hearing his story, I can understand how difficult it is dating as a blind person, but also revealing that because a lot of people see that as a turnoff or see that and run away. And so he was very hesitant about disclosing that. And Miss Renee, she took it well. She was very understanding. She said, I'm still interested. I love you. And I was like, okay, this is 90 Day Fiancé. Just like all these other shows, there's always something up. The only completely wholesome reality show that I know to this day is The Great British Bake Off. So if you're not the GBB, actually can't think of anything that rhymes with it, but you get what I'm saying. It didn't take long for it to come out because Miss Renee says she is still interested. However, she is even more interested because now he doesn't have to see her. She's been so insecure about her looks, her body, and even in relations with other partners, she's always been clothed. So she's like, she hit the jackpot because he can never see her. So that is suspicious and very, very weird, let alone very disrespectful, because I would hate as a blind man if someone is attracted to me because I can't see them. What? So she goes to visit her mom and her mom's friends before she leaves. She's over here explaining everything. Her mom is really silent throughout the conversation because I'm sure she's like, I already know how crazy my daughter is. I'm not entertaining it. But the other ladies start to question her and say, well, the biggest thing that we are concerned about is the religion, because apparently Chitty is super religious and you are super not religious. And not just not religious, you are all into the conspiracy theories and to just cuckoo-ness. So how is that going to work? And Renee just goes, well, that's not a problem because once we meet, I'm going to change him and he's going to essentially be on my side. I'm going to show him the light. After her explanation on that, I quickly realized why the mom was on mute. Even the other ladies, they tried a little bit, but they were just like, yeah, it ain't no getting through to her. But the thing that got me is this lady said the shadiest comment that I've ever heard on this show so far, and I honestly feel like we'll ever hear. She said,
it's ironic. He's blind physically and she's blind emotionally. So yeah, we're concerned.
Mic drop. So Miss Girl goes on to Nigeria to see her man. She's not letting anybody or anything stop her. And so the initial meetup was very, very interesting. Chitty explains that since his accident, he's become very, very religious and reading the Bible every day, praying every day, and everything that comes with it. All that to say, he is waiting for Renee to get here before he tells her that he will not be sleeping in the same room with her and they will not be intimate. Because the Bible says you shall not do that before marriage. So they meet, they hug, they kiss, and Chitty fills her up and goes, you're big.
You're big? Huh? You're big. I'm almost the height of you, huh? But you're big. I like your statue. You are not slim. You're perfect.
When I tell you I had to watch that back so many times, why would he say that? I know her confidence hit a all-time low. The reason you're with a man is because he cannot see you physically, and the first thing he says when he hugs you is, you're big. And she tried to say, oh yeah, like I'm tall. And he was like, no. Why? So they make it back to the house. He lives with his sister and his brother-in-law. Chitty then explains, hey, this is my room and this is your room because we will not be sleeping in the same bed or the same room together. And she's like, okay, okay. I'm not gonna question it. So then they go to the village and the sister comes. That way she can teach Renee how to properly guide Chitty through Nigeria and through the streets because it's a lot. So they do some shopping for dinner tonight and they get to the chickens. Renee, because you know she's the chicken lady, is like, oh, the chickens, and petting them. And the sister's like, yeah, so we're gonna take that one. It clicks with Renee. Oh, these are for dinner? No. Her whole demeanor switched and changed into something so, I don't even know the word for it. I'm like, girl, what do you want him to do? Give it a bath before? But then the sister points out, well, you eat chicken, don't you? And Renee goes, yeah. Huh? I thought she was vegan this whole time because she's all over these chickens, have so many chickens at home, talk to them. So you eat chicken, and not just eat chicken, you love chicken, because I think Chitty even snitched on you and said you always eat a lot of chicken. So you're obsessed with chickens, and yet you made a big scene about getting chicken for dinner, which you would fully still eat. So that first day was so weird. I think at that moment, that's when the sisters started to realize, okay, this girl is crazy. The next day, him and Renee go on like a little date walk, and she explains how she wants more affection and more intimacy, which led Chitty to break the news to her that, girl, we will not be sleeping together. The Bible said, and she cut him completely off and said, you said to me I'm your soulmate, you gonna let this Bible who you don't even believe, blah 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 blah. Girl, how are you about to knock his religion? I do believe he should have disclosed that to her before she flew here, but she even said in her confessional, if he would have told me that, I would not have flown here. So she came not only to get her man, but she came to get yeah. So they get back and Chitty's sister makes dinner. They have a nice family dinner and Renee feels paranoid the entire time. The sister has this like stern look on her face, but I feel like that's just her demeanor and nothing like personal. Renee immediately goes, what's your problem with me? You've been giving me all types of looks and blah, blah, blah. And the husband immediately stops and is just like, no, it has nothing to do with you. You know, we have a young child. It's just a lot, but it's nothing personal. She then asks Chitty to get a hotel room with her because things are weird between his sister and her. There's only one party that is feeling this type of way, and that is Renee. So the last that I've seen from them, tensions were rising, but only tensions from Renee. However, she is poking the bear. I also forgot in the trailer, Renee was yelling at the sister and on her way out the door with her suitcase. So I believe that's the next episode. So I'm excited to see. Moving on to Niles and Matilda. Lord, this lady is a true scammer. Everything about her just yells scam, and she even confirmed it. You have sweet Niles, who is autistic, high functioning, I believe, and he met this girl Matilda online. He's telling his coworkers that he's about to go to Ghana to meet his girl Matilda. Now they've been talking for over 2 years as pen pals, so there is some legitimacy behind their relationship. He does tell them that she is under the impression that when he gets there, they are going to be immediately married. His friends are like, hold up now. And he even agrees with them, like, I don't want to. However, I have not told her and I'm kind of scared to tell her. He's fully about to get bullied into a marriage. We swoop over to Ghana and we meet her and her family, and they are lovely, they're beautiful, they're very nice, but they are all con artists. She explains that she normally doesn't make a lot of money to help support herself as well as her mother, and she brings up that Niles is on his way to meet her for the first time. She's very, that's my man, and I'm like, okay girl, period. Then one of the brothers asks, well, does he send you money still? And she goes, yeah. That's when it clicked. This man is sending you his disability check, his paycheck, all his money, and now you are scamming him. Even for the people that are just like, well, you're jumping to conclusion, it's not true. Okay, I will give you that. But We then move on to the house where the mom brings up the wedding and says, well, you know, it's tradition that the husband pays for everything. Dress of the bride, the dress of the mother, catering, tablecloths, food, like just everything. To where I'm like, what tradition is that? And also, why have you not told this man this yet? On top of that, y'all are fully lying, because I looked it up, and I won't say it's Bible because I'm not part of that culture. Everywhere I looked up said traditionally the bride and her family pays for the entire wedding and the groom only pays for a rehearsal dinner. So, lady, what are you talking about? Full scam artist. And I feel so bad. See, this is why I can't be a producer on these shows. I would fully be telling him, sir, turn around. It's not even worth our entertainment. He is truly looking for love, and he is fully putting everything into this girl, and she literally could care less. And I feel like she is taking advantage of him, using him in the worst possible way. And then he's traveling to a whole different country by himself. I'm scared to see the rest, but we shall see. Next, we have Mr. Brian and Ingrid. He is paralyzed from the waist down, so he's in a wheelchair, but he's very self-sufficient. He plays wheelchair rugby. He's a part of the community. Throughout his initial package, he explains that he goes to Brazil a lot because the women there do not discriminate against men in wheelchairs. But he's met one lady that he's been serious with, Ingrid, and he is now about to go to Brazil to meet her. He gets onto the plane and he explains how he became paralyzed. It was a drug deal gone wrong, and he was at the wrong place, wrong time, and got shot and immediately paralyzed. Super sad story, but then he leaves us on a cliffhanger and it's like, well, there's more to the story that I'm not ready to share yet. And I'm like, huh? He meets his girl and she is like, hey. You could tell that she was a little uncomfortable because she knew he was in a wheelchair, but I don't think she, like, her initial look was a little weird, a little awkward, but I'll give her the pass. It's the first time you're meeting someone, you're on a TV show, I'll let it slide. They go to a hotel because she has a son, so she goes to a hotel with him. And their first night, he decides to, like, test the waters and see how she really feels. So again, he's very independent, but he asks if she can help him in the shower. And she gets a little stank attitude where I'm like, girl, how this your man and you don't even want to help your man? Also, I feel like it's a way to kind of, like, in a strange way, spice things up, you know? She has a very stank attitude, so he did not have to pop the blue pills. However, once Brian starts opening his mouth and telling his story, and pretty much just anytime he talked, he's just like Kimberly from Love at the Lockup. Every time she opens her mouth, it's always another bomb drop. And that was the thing with him, because he brings up his age and how he's 51, and she's like, hold on now. You said you were 45. And he's like, no, I told you. I never said that, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, you said 45. Pull up the chats. I need to see, because Miss Girl is 33. Going from 45 to 51 or 52, however, is a big difference. She let it go. She didn't harp on it a little too long. So he shares his story to her, and out the blue drops the bomb that he was a drug dealer, and that was in connection with the shooting that led to him being paralyzed, and how after that happened he stopped. One, that's a lot to process, and I don't know what he thought. I guess he assumed you can just drop that and then move straight on, but no. Give me time to process this. We just dealt with you lying about your age, and I won't even, for legal purposes, I would say allegedly, but now this, I'm Team Ingrid, where it's like red flag, I need a minute. Unlike these other people that are like, red flags everywhere, I'm running straight towards it. Now, I'm proudly supporting Team Ingrid. However, she didn't have to make this comment that she made. She said the only reason why you're not selling drugs anymore is because you are, yeah. And it's not... It's not funny, but I kind of I understood a little bit where she was coming from, but I'm like, girl, you don't have to deliver it like that. Like, that is ice cold. But with Brian dropping all these bombs on her, she really doesn't have time to process anything. It did not stop there. He also goes, also, my ex-wife kind of put the hit out on me, and that's why I was targeted. I would just tell him, stop, don't say anything else, because I feel like the more he talks, the worse it's going to get. She has a young child, and unlike Miss Tiger Lily, she is careful about the men that she brings around her children. The first reaction anyone would have is like, let me take a pause, let me think about this, because I would also be like, okay, if somebody put a hit out on you and did this, who's to say that's not going to put me and my kid in danger if we're connected with you? Like, I need to process this, and then I need to ask some questions. You would think Brian would apologize. However, he did not. What he decides to do is get some little roses, pull up to her house unexpected, and ask her to come out and give her these roses. Did an apology come with that? No. So I don't know where this is about to go. I feel like there will be more and more things that come out with Brian. And I'm very curious to see how this goes, because I remember in the trailer, he said something at a dinner of like, well, I feel like you're just with me for money to support your kid. And then she got up from the table and walked away. So I don't know how the relationship is going to get to that. However, seeing these patterns, I'm sure there's going to be some crazy way that Brian is going to spin things to somehow make him the victim. So and then we have Vea and Sunny, and I made a video on TikTok to where I'm like, I don't want to give them any time, any of my attention. I don't even want to watch them on the show. I don't like to give TV hungry people, thirsty people that make up stuff for a storyline, any of my attention. The biggest reason for those who are like, what are you talking about, is mostly because she's going to meet this man in South Africa, and she's from Florida, of course. And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But the kicker is, she goes, well, I've never traveled before. I'm scared, like, you know, what if something happens over there? So I think I need someone to go with me, and that's why I invited my ex-boyfriend Rory to go. You are saying this in the conversation with 3 of your close friends, allegedly, your ex-boyfriend, knowing how toxic that is. You're not here for love, and honestly, who's to say anyone is, especially on shows nowadays? However, when it's this clear and this obvious, I'm like, you're not even fooling me. Like, if you're gonna make up something, at least make it convincing. Girl, get off my screen. And last but definitely not least, we have Lauren and Faith. Lord, where do I even begin? Mr. Lauren lives in the City of Lights, and he is a drag show. I guess the best way to put it is a drag show PA. He literally gets their drink orders. He helps them in their costumes. He's running around picking up the money off the floor. Like, there's no other word to put it as opposed to production assistant. Or I guess in this case, drag assistant. So he met this girl named Faith online. She lives in the Philippines, and he's in love. So he wants to go visit her. Faith is a ladyboy, which is a trans person in the Philippines, which I'm like, okay, period. The more he talked, the more it became concerning. Pretty much, he has a ladyboy fetish, if you will. I don't feel there is any like real genuine connection that he has. It's more of his fetish, obviously. Faith explains she really feels there is a connection with Lauren. She does obviously want to get to the US and out of the Philippines. She explains the difficulty in dating as a ladyboy because a lot of people just want you out of the fetish and there is no real connection, and that is not the case with Lauren. Little does she know. See, again, me being a producer, I'd be like, girl, he's not the one. And then I'd be fired and back to unemployment. As he's preparing, he tells his friend he pretty much ended his lease. He only has $46. Well, until his next paycheck hits, which who knows how much that is. And he bought a one-way ticket because if things go well, he's going to stay there. So you have him flying to the Philippines with $46 and everything to his name, which is not much, in hopes of permanently living there. And then you have Faith, who is trying to leave the Philippines, come to America to live the American dream, which, girl, now is not the time. But he makes it. He makes it to the Philippines, and, you know, they do a little night market, and she says, hey, I'm staying in this hotel that I work at. This is my room, but also here's your room right down the hall, because we will not be sleeping together on the first night. Now, she is not taking a page out of Chitty's Bible and waiting until they're married, but it's more so just to make sure that there is an actual connection there, which we then find out she did the right thing. Little did she know. The next day, he tells producers he got a text that he did not like, and I'm thinking, oh, did she break up with you or something? But no, the text was from another ladyboy, ironically, from Thailand he hooked up with on Halloween, saying that she has gonorrhea. In that if she has it, more than likely he has it. That's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is he's like, oh, well, that would make sense because there was gunk spewing out of some parts that, yeah, that adds up. I'm sorry, what? How have you not seen a doctor for that when that first happened? What did you think that was? So he's on Google doing some research on gonorrhea and if it's contagious and all types of stuff, and he discovers it is contagious where you cannot kiss anyone or they will catch it too. He reveals to her that he has gonorrhea, but also the fact that it's because he's been sleeping with other people. And he's like, when I told you I was sleeping at other people's houses, yeah, I was sleeping with them. You didn't realize that? This is the most manipulative man. How are you going to assume that other people will assume you, as a homeless man sleeping on other people's couches, we are to assume that you are sleeping with them literally? Sir, you better get on Spirit Airlines and look for you a one-way ticket back home, because I don't think this is about to work out. And Faith, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're about to be living the American dream. Not with Lauren. So that's all I have for you so far. I am slowly but surely catching up. Be sure to follow me on Patreon if you want to watch the full episodes with me. Again, if you use the code Reality Rewatch, that will get you, what was it? 37.55% off. Make sure to subscribe to me here on YouTube. I'm trying to do more because TikTok is forever playing games. Follow my podcast, Reality Rewatch, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And check out my candle store, realitywick.com. Well, that's all I have for you. Until next time.